Hey guys, how's it hanging? Oh, that was really bad. Okay, hey guys, it's me, Justin. You're here at Firestorm. We're gonna do some cool stuff. Today, we're gonna learn our dash vault. Why the dash vault? Why not, right? No. The dash vault is super awesome. It is one of the iconic vaults, like the Kong vault in parkour. And almost everybody I meet, this is their favorite vault because you can go very quickly over an object, you can have lots of power, and the cool thing is, sets you up for any type of power move or tumbling pass out of it better than any other vault. So without further ado, let's show you guys the dash vault. It looks a little bit like this. Do 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 do. Hey! All right, today we're gonna be starting on this nice soft object so I can show you guys what to do, what not to do. We can go in slow motion, and I'm not gonna hurt my delicate old man sensibilities on a hard block. But when we're done explaining everything over here, we're gonna move over there to our nice hard block and go over some of the intricacies and safety stuff on there. Hopefully, without bruising my little tailbone, because then I'll cry. It'll be really awkward. And why am I a 210-pound man who's talking that voice? That's not weird at all for anybody. All right. If you'll excuse me and get the Justin Bieber hair out of my eyes, we'll get this trainer rolling.
I think it's Jake Paul at this point.
Oh, no, come on, man. Just cringe levels of douchiness. All right, I'll show you how to YouTube with my tens and tens of subscribers. That's right. All right, the dash vault. We're gonna do our 60-second breakdown on the dash vault. Let's get nasty. I don't know if I had the magic power to make it start like you do when you do that, so I was just kind of hoping. All right, our dash vault. First thing is the entry. When we come in and we're doing this dash vault, we need to be far enough away that I can swing this leg or drive this knee without clipping my toes. If you just run full speed and kick an object, it's not gonna feel very good. As I do this, I'm swinging one leg up. My other leg then is lifting, extending, and meeting that leg in a pike position. My goal is to have enough momentum that it's almost like I can run and jump over this, all right? I want to sail over it as low as possible. So I'm gonna do this halfway and sit on top. As I come in, I'm swinging the leg. Boop, there's my 2 feet together. Now I do want to try to be as close to the end of the object as possible. As I land, remember I'm sailing over the object. My butt is only a few inches up, so my hands can plant. I don't want to drop down. I want to keep that forward momentum. My legs are a little above me, so as my hands grab, I can drop the legs, pop the chest, and push off. As I do this, I need to keep the chest up. If I push off like this, I'm gonna go face first into the ground. Funny to watch, not fun to participate in. I'm keeping the chest up, and as I snap my feet down, snapping one leg before the other. Generally, you don't have to, unless you're precisioning, but it's much better to come out. That way I can push into a step, I can run or turn it into some sort of tumbling pass or cool little skill-based thingamabobber that I want to do. And that is the dash vault. I wish I had an incredible suit. I feel like I would be a little big to be Dash, but it would be fun. All right, guys, let's start breaking down the dash vault into tiny components. First off, if you see right here, this is the height of my hip, this is the height of this object. It's about 6 inches lower than me. I would never dash an object lower than this for my height. Nothing more than maybe a hand's distance down from where the top of my hip bone is. The reason for this is when you do a dash, you're trying to just sail over the object, push with your hands, and keep your momentum going. If you are doing it on an object that is very low, let's take this purple block right here, for instance. If I come in right here and try to do a dash, I'm gonna have to come in here, kick, look how high up I am. I am going to have to then drop down. Imagine dropping with all your weight, just standing, and then just falling onto both your wrists. That's gonna hurt really bad. Not only is that gonna torque your wrists in a really unhappy way, but look how much distance there is between if I straighten and push my chest up. There's only a few inches between the bottom of my tailbone and this wrist. If I drop all the way down, not only is it gonna hurt my wrist, but I guarantee you, you are then going to just basically seat drop your butt onto that hard object, and it is going to take out your tailbone. I've seen this from many people. They try to run and dash something super low. It never ends well, and even if I am able to somehow make it, I can't really come out clean into anything or have any power to this move. This one's much better off doing your Kong, your safety, even a speed vault. But never, never a dash vault, okay? Nothing good can happen there. When I do a dash vault, I want something roughly the height of my own hips or even a little higher. Because if I'm jumping up and over the object, if I'm sailing over the top, let's say I'm like, boop, this tall, as I come up and coming over the object, I'm still just sailing over. I'm not dropping down onto. And that's the most important thing. We never want to drop down into our dash vault. All right, so let's talk about my entry. You gotta have some speed. I can come in, nice and slow and be like, ooh, safety. No big deal. If I come in slow with a dash vault, okay, I'm probably not even gonna make it onto the object. I'm just gonna catch my feet right here and then half a backflip onto my head. Absolutely no good. I've got enough issues as it is. I don't need additional brain damage. So I have to have enough momentum that if I were just to run and jump and kick, my butt would be landing somewhere near the far end of my object right here. So you've got to have some momentum. That momentum is going to depend on how wide this thing is. If I suddenly was going this way across the object, which is 2.5 times as wide, I'm going to need a lot more momentum than I do to go this way across the object. As always, you need to know your distance you're going and the amount of power you need to come in with. That comes with practice. That's why I recommend trying it on a soft block, because everyone misjudges and misses and lands on their butt in the beginning. Fun to watch, not fun to be the person doing it. So as I come in, I'm running with some momentum. Now I have to gauge my distance for my last step. All right, I need enough room to swing kick that leg. Now most people won't swing kick with a straight leg. It's a little harder to jump like that. Most people will come in with a slightly bent leg. The reason for that is a straight leg is going to give me as much forward momentum as possible, but that forward momentum won't matter if I can't get over the object, and that requires some height. Just like if I'm trying to do a wall pop, I'm driving my knee up to get that height. I'm trying to get distance and height, so I'm gonna have a slightly bent leg like this. That's giving me the up and the forward. I get the best payoff for both. If it's a higher object, I'm driving more knee. If it's a low and long object, I'm driving with a lot more straight leg to get that distance. Again, practice all the different varieties, different heights, but not the really low stuff, and build yourself up to figure out what is the right speed, distance away, and how straight your leg or bent your knee should be to make it over the object in question. All right, now that we've done all that fun physics and math, yeah! I promise it becomes intuitive the more you practice. You won't have to think about it. You'll just look and you'll know how fast to go. It'll just be very intuitive. But as I come in here, I'm swinging my first leg. As soon as I come right here and I'm kicking that leg, I am moving forward, which means this leg behind me has to really quickly tuck up and get through there, because you don't want to be, I don't want to come through like this and catch myself and bash my shin and eat crap. All right? Again, getting old, it doesn't feel good. So as I do this, I'm swinging one leg, bringing the other one up. At this point, I'm doing it just high enough that my butt is just like, woo, just grazing over the top of this object. That is my goal with that forward momentum. What's gonna happen is as soon as I kick my legs, I'm dropping the hands back behind me and my hands are gonna be planting on the object. Our goal is to get our hands as far forward on the object as possible, all right? Because if I'm back here, this is a lot of distance. I have to get my butt over to not clip this edge, and look how torqued my shoulders are, my wrists. Doesn't feel very good. If I'm right here, look how much more gentle this is on my body, so much easier. Now, an important thing to keep in mind is when you do this dash, our goal is actually to get the legs up above us. I want my ankles higher than my butt. See, I'm kind of leaning back here. It looks a little weird, but the nice thing is that when I have my momentum, my hips are actually up pretty high right here. See this? Look how high my hips are, my feet are. Now from here, I'm slightly leaned back. I can drop the leg and like a teeter-totter, it pops my body forward. It keeps my butt and my tailbone safe from the edge of this object. If I come in and my feet are low like this, I already just hit my thighs, and then I'm gonna hit my butt, and all of that is gonna suck. It's gonna be no good. So a good way to practice this is, number one, start on an object like this. Put your hands on the edge. I personally love to have my fingers over the edge. It gives me so much more throwing power as opposed to here, which is just kind of like push up and a little bit of go. You can see my hand sliding here. I can just throw the entire object. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna plant a foot on the face of the object. Hands over the edge, lifting the hips with a leg up, and all I'm gonna practice doing is dropping the foot, pushing, and walking out of it. It's just a good way to get used to the exit of the vault. Once you're feeling really good about it, same idea. I have one leg up, but what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna swing kick this leg up, and as it kicks up, I'm gonna jump the other leg to meet it. All right, I'm gonna lean back a little, just like we talked about before, which allows my hips to come forward past the edge of the object. It's almost like I'm trying to do a mantis, if anybody knows what that is, a disgusting, disgusting gymnastics move that I will never be able to do, but that's okay. So I go here, I'm gonna pop that foot up here, and I can push out. All I'm doing is snapping from here to straight. This is also a good drill because if you can do this, you'll be able to learn how to throw your front flips in a pike position, because this snap is how you come out of a front pike. or double front pike or whatever variation you want to do. But again, kick the leg up, bring the feet together, push out, chest comes up. I can even practice by splitting my feet. So now that we've kind of talked about the intro and the exit, we've got the middle section and one other important thing. In the middle section, it's really just combining the two. You're just kind of sailing in this pike position. You've kicked your legs up, you're flying through the air in a sailing position in that nice little wee pike position and grabbing the hands. The hardest thing for most people in the beginning is actually getting the core strength to be able to kick your legs high enough and hold them there. So this one's really difficult. This is why we have a super fancy, well-named practice drill that you can do called booty scoots. First, I want you to imagine that you're a doggy. Now imagine you're a little doggy who went poo-poo. Now a little doggy needs to wipe his booty. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna do booty scoots. And here's how booty scoots work. I sit on the ground. Notice I'm not straight up and down. I'm leaned a little back, but I'm trying not to round my chest too much. Keep myself up a little back. I plant the hands just to the sides of my booty cheeks. Notice like my palms are right behind my butt, but my fingers are to the side. I'm gonna lean here, and this is where we practice everything we just did there, but since we're not falling off an object, we have to build strength. So what we're gonna do is give ourselves a little kick with both legs, and we're gonna try to lift the hips and push ourselves forward like we're coming out of the dash. I go here, boop, boop, lifting the butt. Although you can stay right here and just lift, that's mostly with the chest and the shoulders. Right now we're trying to build that low core strength, so we don't want to be pushing there. It's really, really difficult, guys. I know this looks really dumb and super simple. If you want to hate your life, get down on the floor and do 10 of them. Do 10 of them and then be like, I regret everything I just said and thought. They really suck. If you want to hate your life twice as bad, do the same thing and try to hold your legs up and move the butt back in reverse with no kick. But here it's just kick, scoot the booty, kick, pull behind you. Really tiny thing, momentous difference, incredibly strong upper thigh and low ab workout that's all gonna work together. So what we need to do now is start practicing that dash vault. This is where it gets a little scary, which is why you're gonna want that soft block, because you don't want to accidentally land on your butt. So what we can do here is we start practicing the run, my swing kick, bringing the other leg together. And one of the things you can do when you start warming these up is you can do it kind of like you're gonna do your safety vault. So I can swing kick one leg, bring the other one through, and then plant a hand in the outside foot, just to be stepping like my safety vault. Okay, I felt good about that speed and distance. I felt pretty safe. I got to protect myself with a hand and a foot. Once you've done a bunch of these and you feel really good about your speed, your distance, your height, all that fun stuff together, so you can graph that parabola, bro. I want that to become a meme. Graph that. Okay, I'm over myself now. Once we get it all together, now it's time to actually do the thing. After I'm done tripping over things that I should know exist there. I'm gonna look over here and almost run into that bar, but oh, I knew it was there because I work here. I'm gonna run in, same general idea. I'm coming in, swing kick the legs, and pushing off. You'll notice you hear that thunk noise. That's me dropping down a little bit, which means I may be a little too high on this. I can come in a little lower. It's a little scarier for my butt, but it's gonna be a lot more gentle on my wrists. One other thing you guys may have noticed when I did that is my hands are turned a little wider than normal, which does lower my butt, which makes it a little harder, but it makes it way more easy on my wrist. I've broken both of my wrists too many times. Too many wrist fractures, no good. So my flexibility is not as much as it used to be. So although I love to grab right here on a lot of objects, if I'm leaning forward like this, my wrist can't torque as far, it's really gonna hurt. So what I like to do to make it a little more gentle on my wrists is turn them out. You'll notice there's not nearly as much torque. If I go here, leaning forward. If I'm here, it's just side to side. It's not torquing on the front of my wrist, lifting it up and causing damage. So remember, when you do this dash vault, you've got two real options. Option number one, I keep my feet together at the end and come out for a precision. I can run in. Oh my God, that wasn't a precision. I went immediately to split step. That's the problem with training only one style. It becomes habitual and then you do it. I like to tumble out of mine because it gives you a lot of free power. But I can bring my feet together to land like a precision. I can also split my feet out to step out of something. Although you can dash pre things, I'll be honest here, the real problem is, if you come in with an object here, you're coming in backwards like this, leaning back. It will take you longer to see that object than if I'm doing a Kong. If I'm doing a Kong, right from here, if I'm landing on the edge of this red mat, I can see the edge of the red mat the entire time I'm coming up and change my speed, my power, my push, whatever, to help get me directly where I want to land. If I'm coming in like a dash vault, I just now see the object, but oh crap, now I'm starting to lean back and go here, I lose sight of the object. It's going to be harder for me to gauge that distance and make any last second changes to my speed, my height, my pop, whatever, to land on that object. So I like to use it not for precision-based things, just coming out on something flat with a nice big split and going into a cool thing. One last thing I want to point out is I see a lot of videos. They're my favorite / least favorite ones to watch online. And this is where somebody does their dash vault with a big drop at the end. When you do the dash vault with a big drop, you better know how far your drop is and how fast you want to snap your feet down. Because I see a lot of people treat it like a regular dash vault. They pop, their feet come down. The ground is still 6 more feet. If your feet are going down, your chest is coming up, it doesn't stop at vertical, it still rotates, and then they pancake. All right? Great way to get comments on your video, not a great way to be able to continue training because you have smashed all of your body. Don't smash your body, take it easy. Come on in, use a foam block, do it on flat ground, learn how to cartwheel out of it. Be awesome. Hashtag no dying today. Or really tomorrow, just hold it off for a while. Life is cool, it's a good thing. All right guys, as always, we enjoy your feedback. Please like, that's nice, it makes me feel validated. If you comment, I think the most comments we got was like 5, and I felt really cool about that. When I used to tutorials for Strength Project, we got hundreds of them. Now that I'm on my own, nobody loves me anymore. Which doesn't surprise me, because Rosh is way cooler than me. But I digress. That was like, that was comment. Subscribing, that's cool. It, tens and tens of subscribers now. That's pretty impressive. No big deal. Hashtag kind of a big deal. And share. Yes, as always, there are the friends that you know that have bruised tailbones because they fall on their butt too much trying to do their dash vaults. And they're always smacking on the tailbone because they're only doing it on foam blocks. Learn on foam blocks. Lock it in down here. Share with your friends. Keep them safe. No busted coccyx. I love you guys' faces. Join us next week where we'll probably be doing our drop into safety vault. And then we'll be finishing that up and moving on to our walls and bars. And after we finished all of our level 2 or season 2 or orange rank, whatever you want to call it, parkour, you will have all of your parkour basics. And with all those parkour basics means we don't have to follow the curriculum anymore, although it is lots of fun to do it. But that means we can start doing all the big crazy tricks that you guys want to learn. You want to learn a kumquat full? You want to learn a 2-step wall back? You want to learn loser front flips? You want to learn Websters? You want to learn dub backs? That's all the crazy stuff we're going to get into. But if you want to do those crazy things, you got to have your basics so you can be safe. And I'm done word vomiting now. So, Jake Paul out. Now specifically for you, you son of a